All right, so barring USC, which I brought up for that reason, going from 64 to a top 10 recruiting class is not regular. Is there someone else that surprised you in the way that they've been able to go out there, attack, and get kiddos to believe in them that might not be a blue blood program?
I mean, I don't want to say not a blue blood program, but I mean, I know Texas has been getting bashed a lot, right, but I still like what they did with this 2021 cycle, which is crazy because, everyone thought Herman was staying, and then the early period of signing day was already over, and then he gets fired, but then they get Steve Sarkisian. So I like this class a lot, man, and I feel like, their defensive line is you can put them up with anyone's class this year. And Jatavian Sanders, talk about a grown man from Denton Ryan High School. He led them to their first state title since 2002. This is a guy who could play offense if he wanted to, probably, but you look at other dudes they got on the D-line. You got Jordan Thomas, who can play that edge rush type of role, Derek Harris Jr., and another dude I love that's kind of getting under the radar is Byron Murphy II from DeSoto High School. He was teaming up with Shamar Turner. Those two cats were eating all season long, but I feel like Texas kind of flew under the radar because they had a lot of kind of other things that were going on. But I like the class that they were able to pull together, man. I love J.D. Coffey, too, out in the secondary. He was named to, our Max Preps All-America team, too. So I like what they did on defense. On offense, kind of a struggle a little bit, it looks like, for this class. But they're filling out some holes on defense, man. I like it. But, I mean, obviously, I'm a rival with Oklahoma in the Big 12, so.
No, I mean, and that's fair. I think anybody that has been watching Big 12 football for the past 6 years would say that's fair. But to point to Jatavian for just a second here, this man was, I swear, just making fun of his opponents because he was standing there.
Dude, you see all those one-handed
Yes, that's exactly what I was about to say. Like, standing there, Statue of Liberty, just throw it up. I can't.
He's nasty.
Yeah.
Him and Billy Bowman, dog. Like, that's a nasty tandem. They should not be allowed to play together in high school because it wasn't fair, man.
Well, and so that leads me into the next topic that I wanted to get to. Who among this 2021 cycle do you think is the freak that we're all, we might be staring at it. Might be Billy Bowman, might be Jatavian Sanders. But who is the freak athlete that just defies description for you?
All right. He ain't under the radar, so I'm not going to get away with it. He's a 5-star, but I feel like he's going to be a guy that's going to make a huge impact as a true freshman. And that's my guy who we didn't get to see this year because Virginia didn't play high school football in the fall.
Let him know.
Let him know. It's TreVeyon Henderson, dog. Like, you just turn on his junior tape and you're just like, what? No. Every play was a 70-yard house call.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, man, like, I feel like this dude is going to be he could end up being better than Eddie George and Ezekiel Elliott and obviously all the other great Ohio State running backs. I don't know if I want to get too carried away and say Archie Griffin, but I'll say this. He's going to leave Ohio State as a top 3 running back all time. That's how high I am on this kid's game, man. He's a do-it-all running back. He's got 4.3 speed. He's a good receiver. I love this kid, man. I think he's going to fit right in with the Buckeyes, man. And also, I want to give a shout-out. I feel like, C.J. Stroud, I think he's got a chance to be good, but Kyle McCord is going to make him earn that spot. I feel like Kyle McCord, as a true freshman, is going to have a chance to win that starting quarterback position. I love that kid's game, man.
No, man, like, all right, to your Trey Henderson point, this time last year when we spoke, right, one of the dudes that you brought up along with Demetrius Davis, who I want to talk about a little bit later, was Trey. And we were all going, why is he so not just under-recruited at the time, but undervalued, right? And then his junior film hit, and people were like, oh, our bad. We missed this. We will correct this quick, fast, and in a hurry because it's a 10-minute huddle film of him not being tackled. Like, what? Nobody does that. And then the other part that I really love is his high school coach said, look, Trey doesn't get the number of carries that you would expect a player like him to get because we got backs. He understands he's going to get 15, 16, but we going to give 15, 16 somebody else. He better do what he do with them. And then the man was picking people off at DB, right? Like, okay.
He's special, man. He is a special dude. Him and Emeka Egbuka, those are two of the best two-way players, just big-time playmakers I've ever seen.
That was the other dude that you really, really enjoyed. All right, so that leads me to a question I was going to leave to a little bit, but I want to get to it now. Deepest wide receiver room, taking into account these 21 classes. I put them at 3, right? Georgia, Ohio State, Oklahoma. Feel free to contradict me, but who do you think will have the deepest wide receiver room going into this year?
I got to ride Ohio State,
Okay.
Especially with Olave coming back. I mean, you got Garrett Wilson. Obviously, I'm high on. I think he's going to be a first-round pick when he's draft eligible down the road. But, the 2020 guys they have coming in was off the charts. And then you're going to add a guy like Emeka Egbuka, who's going to find a way on the field. Like, I don't care what anyone says. This guy's the number one rated wide receiver in the class of 2021 for a reason. And I'm going Ohio State. I feel like that's going to be the best wide receiver room next year. And Alabama eventually, because all these 2021 cats they got coming in, give them a year, and then it'll probably be Alabama in 2022. But I'm going to go with the Buckeyes here.
I want to contradict you except, man, so when you point to Emeka Egbuka, right, and him getting on the field, I look at a guy like Julian Fleming, who was also a number one, right, and had a hard time getting onto the field because I did the numbers on this. Ohio State ran 3 wide receivers with 300 snaps and more. That's it, right? Jamison Williams, and then you got to go to, everybody knows, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. But to your point, Chris Olave showed up as a true freshman and said, no, you're going to give me the rock. You're going to have me back here returning punts. And if Egbuka is that dude, and film says it, you say it, all the people that I trust say it, I would be very interested to see where they put him and how often they use him because, Jamison Williams might be the fastest dude on that squad.
Yeah, but then you also, you got Jackson, Smith-Njigba,
right,
and then you got G. Scott Jr., and then you got the tight ends. Like, this is insane, man. I'll tell you what, that's going to be a fun QB battle because whoever the quarterback is for Ohio State next year is going to put up big-time numbers. And then on top of that, you're going to have Quinn Ewers coming in the year after. We'll see, obviously, but that's going to be nuts.
No, but all right. So, first, shout out to the Jack Miller family. We have not forgotten about you here on the
I love Jack Miller,
show.
Man. I'm a big fan of his, too.
But, I understand that if you ask most people, right, you ask most Ohio State fans, they'll tell you C.J. Stroud is the guy. To know that you could have a room where your true freshman can push your 2 redshirt freshmen and you're a quote-unquote quarterback away when you got a 5-star coming in, and I think according to the composite last year, 2 4-stars already there, you got to feel good, man. They return a bunch, everybody was going, they're losing all those linebackers. Well, first, they have 4 4-stars back there. They're fine. Second thing is, you look at what they can do throwing the ball, man, you got to wonder, how are they going to get these touches to these backs? Because Master Teague is back, Marcus Crowley's back, Steel Chambers back, Mayan Williams back, and then you add TreVeyon and Evan Pryor. Yeah, Ohio State is next. All right,